Welcome back to Capitol Square. Just enough time to talk about a couple of these races, guys. And let's begin with the Senate race. We showed the poll numbers. Rob Portman continues to lead. Lee Fisher seemingly can't get a break. And the thing I can't figure out is what the firewall is. Strickland has been, and Democrats have been spending all summer trying to portray John Kasich as the Wall Street guy, the Lehman Brothers guy, to make that case, to put up that firewall if there is a Republican wave coming. But what is the firewall for Lee Fisher? What compelling case has he made as we now are at Labor Day, approaching the final jaunt here of the campaign?
Well, I think he's continuing to make the case, kind of what Senator Sherrod Brown was making about how we can't go back to the policies of the past, and linking Portman to the those policies. And maybe if you're looking for signs of encouragement for the Fisher campaign, there was a Rasmussen poll that came out this week that moved it back into the toss-up category. And as the senator mentioned, Rob Portman spent a lot more money on TV, and the race is still sort of within single digits if those polls are accurate. So we do have 60 days left, and we'll see what happens.
You know, one of the things that I'm noticing right now is it does seem like the Republican candidates are spending more money on TV, or at least someone is spending money on their behalf. And we've seen that in recent weeks. That's when we've also seen the poll uptick. So I'm wondering, you know, we've got 9 weeks left here. Going into Labor Day, you know, what's going to happen now when the campaign's really getting high gear?
Well, and you really wonder what those internals are showing, too. But I keep thinking back. I mean, a year ago, I was covering the president in Cincinnati. Labor Day, Cincinnati, the reddest part of this swing state. The president was on offense. I mean, he was going into Republican turf. I mean, the state still looks strong and good. And here we are a year later, and pretty much Democrats are really trying to get out the vote in Cleveland, trying to make sure that the base is going to be there on Election Day. So, I mean, looking at the governor's race, is there a sense that this firewall, that this portrayal of John Kasich as the Wall Street guy could be the trump card for Strickland? Could
be, but I think you touched on a point that maybe we're all going to be talking about, you know, after the election, and that is this enthusiasm gap and what happens with the bases. I mean, do we see just such a strong turnout on the Republican base and a corresponding lackluster turnout on the Democratic base that some of these other issues don't really matter? We'll see. I mean, like I said, there's more time to go, but the narratives that the Democrats are putting out there just don't seem to be moving the needle right now, at least when it comes to the Democratic base.
Joe, are you surprised that the governor's campaign did not want more debates? They agreed on 2. It seems like if ever there was going to be a potential for John Kasich to say, let's eliminate the income tax, as an example, that it would be in that live setting and that live debate, and that the Strickland folks would have wanted more. I was just a little surprised that they only wanted 2.
I don't know exactly what the scenario was behind those debates and who decided what, but I think one of the things we need to realize right now is maybe the debates are not as big as we reporters think they are. You know, it seems like television does count.
The potential,
for a lot.
though, it is live, and the potential for a gaffe, I guess, is what exists there. It doesn't usually happen, but the potential is there.
Yeah, there is a potential for a gaffe, but I think what's more important right now is what is the message out there, and the Democrats have kind of been off message. If you look at what they're saying, they're railing on Wall Street. Most people in Ohio do not understand what happened on Wall Street. It's a very complicated thing. You can't put it in a 30-second soundbite, and so in order for the Democrats to do what Senator Brown said that they need to do, which is to articulate that they are the change that's needed, they're going to have to change that message. We're going to have to see if that happens.
We can always tell the tone of what's happening in the real world of politics. In 06 and 08, Republicans were angry at the reporting. Now in this election cycle, Democrats seemingly are more angry at the reporting we're doing. So, all right, Mark Niquette, Joe Ingles, as always, good to see you. Want to also thank Senator Sherrod Brown for stopping by.